Greetings, history enthusiasts, and welcome to Global Greats. This channel dives deep into the stories of the world's most influential figures, exploring the facts behind their lives and the legacies they left for us all. Today, we turn our focus to a figure who reshaped entire continents, commanded armies that shook the world, and whose influence echoes through centuries. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan's name conjures images of unstoppable cavalry, sweeping conquests, and the birth of one of history's largest empires. His leadership style and methods have been studied, debated, and sometimes misunderstood. Yet beneath the legends lies a story rich with fact, strategy, and determination. In this episode, we will examine who Genghis Khan truly was, how he rose from the harsh steppes of Mongolia, and why historians regard him as one of the most transformative leaders in world history. We'll present verified data, maps, and statistics to support each insight. Prepare to journey through time as we explore the life, conquests, and impact of Genghis Khan, the man who united the Mongol tribes and forever altered the course of world events. Genghis Khan, originally known as Temujin, was born around 1162 on the Mongolian steppe. He rose from a background of hardship and conflict to become the founder and first great Khan of the Mongol Empire. By the time of his death in 1227, he had forged the largest, contiguous land empire in world history. His significance lies not only in his military achievements, but also in his ability to unite fractious tribes under a single banner. He introduced new systems of law and governance, established trade routes that connected east and west, and redefined the art of warfare. Genghis Khan's empire eventually stretched from the Sea of Japan to the plains of Hungary. Genghis Khan's leadership style was pragmatic, meritocratic, and ruthless when necessary. He valued loyalty and discipline but also rewarded skill and innovation. His impact reverberated far beyond the battlefield, affecting cultures, economies, and societies across Eurasia. By understanding who Genghis Khan was, we gain insight into one of history's most complex and influential figures, a man whose vision changed the world. Temujin was born into the Borjigin clan, a minor Mongol tribe. His early life was marked by tragedy and adversity. When Temujin was just 9 years old, his father, Yesuge, was poisoned by a rival tribe. This left his family stranded and outcast, forcing them to survive on roots, berries, and wild animals. Despite these hardships, Temujin displayed remarkable resilience. He forged alliances with other clans, relying on both strategic marriages and his charisma. He also learned early that survival depended on trust and loyalty, qualities that would later define his leadership style. Between his teenage years and early 20s, Temujin experienced repeated betrayals and captivity. Yet, each setback only seemed to strengthen his resolve. By his mid-20s, he began to attract a following of loyal warriors, united not by blood but by a shared vision of unity and strength. These formative years shaped Temujin into Genghis Khan, the leader who would transform the Mongol tribes from fractured groups into a single, unstoppable force. Genghis Khan's rise began in earnest in 1206, when a council of Mongol chiefs proclaimed him Genghis Khan, which, means universal ruler. This moment marked the beginning of a series of military campaigns that would, honestly, shake the medieval world. His army, initially estimated at about 95,000 horsemen, was highly disciplined, mobile, and, remarkably innovative. The Mongol army's organization was based on a decimal system, units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000, which allowed for rapid movement and flexible tactics. Under Genghis Khan's leadership, this force conquered the powerful states of northern China, the Khwarezmian Empire in Central Asia, and advanced into Persia and Eastern Europe. Between 1206 and 1227, Genghis Khan's armies conquered more territory than the Romans did in 4 centuries. By 1227, the Mongol Empire covered approximately 9.27 million square miles, making it the largest contiguous land empire in history. The speed and scale of these conquests were, frankly, unprecedented, and the methods employed, psychological warfare, superior mobility, and strategic use of intelligence, set new standards in military history. To truly grasp the magnitude of Genghis Khan's achievements, we really have to look at the data. At its height, the Mongol Empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the Carpathian Mountains, encompassing all of China, Mongolia, Central Asia, Persia, and parts of Eastern Europe. The Mongol army was renowned for its discipline and innovation. Estimates suggest that by the mid-1220s, the core Mongol force numbered around 100,000 to 130,000, with additional allied and auxiliary troops swelling their ranks during major campaigns. The Battle of Khwarezm, from 1219 to 1221, alone saw Mongol forces decimate one of the largest empires in the Islamic world, using coordinated attacks and, interestingly, feigned retreats. The empire's expansion was not only achieved by force. Genghis Khan's diplomatic skills allowed him to integrate conquered peoples, incorporate new technologies, and secure the Silk Road for global commerce. Statistics confirm the scale. By the end of his life, Genghis Khan ruled over 100 million people, with an empire covering nearly 16% of the world's land area at the time. The effects of Genghis Khan's rule went far beyond military conquest. He established a code of laws known as the Yasa, which promoted order and unity across diverse cultures. His policies encouraged trade, protected merchants, and enabled the Silk Road to flourish, leading to the first true era of global commerce. Cities along the Silk Road grew prosperous under Mongol protection. The free movement of goods, ideas, and people fostered an unprecedented exchange between East and West. This period saw the transfer of technologies like papermaking, gunpowder, and the compass, which would later fuel Europe's Renaissance. Genghis Khan's legacy also includes significant cultural and genetic impact. Today, millions claim descent from his lineage, and the Mongol model of governance influenced later empires. Yet the devastation wrought by his armies, marked by destruction of cities and loss of life, remains a subject of intense historical debate. His reign was both creative and destructive, a paradox that continues to fascinate and challenge historians today. Genghis Khan's life story is one of extraordinary transformation. From a boy orphaned on the Mongolian steppe to the ruler of history's greatest land empire, his innovations in military strategy, governance, and commerce reshaped the medieval world in ways still felt today. The Mongol Empire's vast reach facilitated connections between civilizations, setting the stage for modern globalization. Yet, his legacy is complex. While he brought stability and exchange, his conquest left deep scars. The debate over whether Genghis Khan was a ruthless destroyer or a visionary leader remains unresolved. As we conclude, one question lingers. How should future generations judge Genghis Khan? By the scale of his achievements, the breadth of his vision, or the human cost of his conquests? The answer remains as vast and compelling as the empire he once ruled.